Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm here today with Leora. Today we're going to talk about the natural world.
Most people think of the natural world as plants, animals, and ecosystems. However, there's so much more to learn about.
The three parts of the natural world are genomics, metagenomics, and DNA barcoding.
Genomics is defined as the branch of molecular biology concerned with the structure, function, evolution, and mapping of genomes.
A genome is what contains the information needed to build an organism and allow for it to stay alive. Pretend that you're invited to a puppy party. When you get there, all of the puppies look different. One has black fur and blue eyes, and one has orange fur with white stripes and brown eyes.
An animal's genome is what creates these differences. An animal's genes is what determines the physical features of an organism.
These traits also help us understand why all organisms behave differently. Thanks to these differences, animals are constantly moving places on the tree of life.
The next part of the natural world is DNA barcoding. DNA barcoding is a way to identify different species by using a small section of their DNA.
All organisms live in different ecosystems based on their survival needs. DNA barcoding helps researchers group organisms based on where they live.
Researchers can also use DNA barcoding to track how organisms change over time and respond to their environment. On the island of Moria, multiple organisms in a particular ecosystem were cataloged in order for humans to understand why they behave the way they do.
DNA barcoding also provides information about an animal's diet. We can use the DNA in their feces to determine different animals' migration patterns.
The final part of the natural world is metagenomics. Differing from genomics, metagenomics takes DNA directly from an environment where researchers can then study it.
For example, 9 samples were taken from a subway station in Times Square, and 114 new types of bacteria were found.
Metagenomics makes it easier for researchers to study organisms that are hard to grow in a laboratory. They can avoid all of that trouble by just going into the environment it lives in.
There are many benefits that go along with the topic of the natural world. First, it allows for humans to know more about animals than ever before.
It can also help us to predict how organisms can and will eventually evolve. This also helps us to understand why all animals behave differently.
Finally, we can understand the differences in the tree of life and why different organisms move places over time.
Although there are many benefits that go along with this topic, there are also many ethical issues that must be taken into consideration.
A possible ethical issue regarding this topic could be the debate about releasing information about bacteria found in public places. The most popular place that this will occur in is the New York subway system.
If a new type of bacteria that is fatal to humans is found in this place, a debate can occur regarding whether or not to release the information found to the public.
If the information about the bacteria is released, there is a chance that the public will no longer utilize these places. This can result in protests that may interfere with commuters. These protests can also generate acts of violence and misinformation.
However, if the information is not released, there is still a chance for lawsuits, especially if someone gets sick or even dies as a result of the contact with the bacteria.
Another issue that can be connected with this topic is the possibility of eventually tracing the cells and/or bacteria a person releases back to that individual.
If a person is convicted of a crime, can the organisms and bacteria found lead researchers to track the location of the individual?
With the rapid advancement of technology, this could definitely occur in the future and lead to issues involving the privacy rights of citizens.
If we were to teach this lesson to an elementary classroom, we would begin by explaining the tree of life.
We would explain each branch of the tree, archaea, bacteria, and eukaryotes, and show the different organisms that live within it.
Students will then be able to make their own tree of life. A template of a tree will be given to them along with 2 pictures of species from each branch. Students will have to write each branch next to the tree and be able to place each picture of the species in the correct branch.
We hope that you learned about the importance of the natural world and how it affects human life. Through the use of genomics, DNA barcoding, and metagenomics, we are able to find out about organisms we never knew even existed.
Animals' behavior and the theory of their evolution are now easier to keep track of, resulting in more information for researchers to expand on.
Although there are a vast amount of benefits, there are some possible ethical issues that go along with this topic. If researchers locate various types of bacteria in public places, there's a chance that their finding can be harmful to human life.
If these findings are not reported, debates can be sparked about whether or not the information gathered should be shared with the public.
The possibility of this bacteria being traced back to a person is rapidly increasing due to the advancement of technology. This can lead to invasion of personal privacy if organisms are traced back to them. This is especially dangerous if researchers learn to use this technique to track down criminals.
If students begin learning these lessons in elementary school, they will be better prepared once they reach the higher levels of education. Some of these concepts can be difficult to understand, so the earlier children are introduced to these topics, the more prepared they will be in the future.
They will also be able to better understand the world that they live in, as well as the ethical issues that surround them.
Thanks for watching.
Bye!